Hi everyone, back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Rumour Has It video. We're talking about players linked to the football club. This coming transfer window, January, is going to be a massive window for Newcastle United. We're going to be linked to every single player in the world practically. But we know money is apparently going to be a bit tight thanks to the FFP restrictions. So loan deals and crafty deals may be the answer for Newcastle United. But we have been linked to a couple of strikers. We covered one the other day. We're going to cover this lad right now, so we'll get stuck into him in a second. Just before we do, a little reminder, as we always say, if you haven't already, smash subscribe. We'd love you to come and join us. We're over 6,000 subs now. Loads of room for you people on Evermore. Thanks to everyone who's clicked that button already. We really appreciate it. All free content. But if you do want to give a bit back to the channel, there is an option there as well for you. So smash whichever one suits you best. And let's get stuck in. And so who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this lad right here, Joshua Zirkzee. You may not know who he is. He's a Dutch international or a Dutch under-21 international, and he plays for Bologna in Serie A. And so he's a centre forward, predominantly by trade. In his career, he has played as a second striker and a right winger sometimes as well, but predominantly plays through the middle. 22 years old. So this is another one in the list of Newcastle looking for players to eventually be the heir to the throne of Callum Wilson's number 9 shirt. And this lad has been thrown into the mix, much like Dominic Solanke that we covered the other day. Now, the difference between this lad and Solanke straight away is that, there's at least 4 years difference in terms of the age gap between Zirkzee and Solanke. Solanke has scored more goals in the Premier League, so I suppose from that point of view, looks a bit more appealing. He'd probably cost you at least 10 million quid more than this lad would do, because apparently he's got a 35 million euro release clause in his contract. A lot of the Serie A clubs are struggling financially. Hopefully this lad doesn't take any trips to the bookies like the rest of the players, but that's a touchy subject. I won't get into that. But in terms of what he is as a player, you can see the goal return there. So 17 appearances and 7 goals. Not too bad. Not prolific, but not too bad. 2 assists along the way as well. You can see he's 34 shots, 15 of those on target. His conversion rate is 21%. His XG is 4.6 and his XA is 2.5. Pass completion 75%. So we're looking at the key kind of stats that he has there. So the goals and the shot to goal ratio is kind of in the the 48-47 ratio. Shot creation chances, he's high up in the 90s. Key passes, he's up at 91. Touches, he's up at 92 as well. Now the way this lad plays, he's one of those players who's got the socks rolled down, a la Jack Grealish style. He's got a real good close control touch on him as well. He can spin a man really, really well. He's got a decent little bit of speed on him as well. He's not a complete speed merchant like Henry in his prime or anything like that, but he has got a decent little zip of speed on him as well. Really good control, good vision as well. He's got a good eye for a pass, as you can see from his assists there as well, and he can score as well when he gets into positions. He's a very cool finisher. Doesn't panic, doesn't flap in the box. Good bit of strength on him as well, at the body strength as well. And at 22 years old, I think he's probably got more to come in his game. It'd be very interesting to see how he would adapt to the Premier League. I think he's about 6'4", so he's no shrinking violet either. He's a decent sized player, so I'm sure he'd be well kitted out for the rough and tumble of the Premier League. In terms of the radar, it's not a comparison. Callum Wilson's a goal machine, and improving in the Premier League as well. So he's obviously going to exceed on goals. But in terms of key passing and shot creation chances, Zirkzee is more of a creative striker, which I think is why he plays in that withdrawn secondary striker, or kind of number 10 position sometimes as well, which would be key as well for us. I think it would be a nice bit of flexibility if we wanted to change things and maybe play him off Isak, for example, if we were to sign him going forward. So as I say, the release clause in his contract is 35 million euro. Manchester United are apparently interested in him as well, but they're interested in every single centre forward in the world. Obviously, since Højlund's not been doing any damage in front of goal. I know he got a goal against Villa the other day, but apparently they've been looking at maybe alternative options or secondary options. They've got a lot of dead wood at Manchester United, like Anthony Martial and people like that. So maybe they're looking for people like Zirkzee to come in and fill that hole. Bayern Munich apparently was sniffing around him as well. So that shows you that the kid's obviously got some kind of promise, and he's obviously caught a few eyes over in Serie A. I think this kid could be a decent signing for Newcastle United, but 35 million euro, I'm not sure whether that's a bit steep. I know that's the kind of price of football inflation. Maybe we could be a bit more crafty. Maybe we'll catch somebody coming to the end of a contract and get them for a cheaper figure. But we need players in January. We need another striker option to Isak and Wilson, because you just don't know when the next big injury is going to hit these two. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is with those two. The Wilson's very injury prone. Touch wood, he's fit now, as is Isak. But either one of them could go down with a long-term injury anytime soon, and we need a third striker to fill that void. It's unfair to put Anthony Gordon there and expect him to be a centre forward, even though he did a good job for the England under 21s. We could do with a striker in this January window. There's been talk about Hugo Ekitike on loan as well. Possibly, I know he's going through a bit of a tough time mentally too as well. So let us know in the comments below what you think about Zirkzee, whether you guys would be happy to see him at the football club or not, whether you think he'd be a good sign. I think it wouldn't be a bad move at all. But as I said, we're going to be linked to so many centre forwards going forward. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, smash subscribe. We'd love you to come and join us. Over 6,000 subs, loads of room for you here and then more, loads of content from transfer videos that you've just watched, match previews, post-match analysis, the odd rant here and there. So you won't regret it. Smash the button. If you do want to give a bit back to the channel, there is a membership option there. We'll be back with some more transfer banter soon. Have a crack moment wherever you are. We'll see you later. Cheers. Bye.